Well, hello everybody. You've been asking me how I feel about the SL88 Grand by StudioLogic. I've had it for about 4 or 5 months now, and it's still lovely. I still love playing it. It is the bomb. It just feels great. It feels like a piano, and it's working well for me. But you know, one of the things I was trying to do when I was putting this thing together was I was trying to figure out, I wanted the S88 by Native Instruments, the new S88 Mark III, to work. It didn't work, as you saw in some of my videos. And I had to end up sending it back, and I got the SL88 Grand. Super happy with it. It's the touch it's all about the touch for me, and really only the touch on an 88-note keyboard. So it doesn't really matter about the controllers, which are just these weird sticks. I'll talk about those in this video. And then the interface is just this little square, and you can set up some zones, and that's about it. There's not a lot to this keyboard except the way it feels, which is super important. I want to stress to some people who've been watching these videos about my journey trying to find the right 88-note keyboard, and that is that a lot of people are trying to compare the SL88 Grand to the S88 or other plastic key keyboards, and you can't do that. The SL88 plain by StudioLogic, you can compare that. That's almost the exact same keybed to the S88 Mark III by Native Instruments. So you can compare those two or any other of the kind of plastic key things. Maybe even close to the PHA4 from Roland, although I feel like that's a better feel than the feel of that StudioLogic SL88 / S88 by Native Instruments / there's a lot of keyboards that use that keybed, that plastic keybed, and it's pretty heavy, and a lot of people have said that this feels less heavy, and I would agree. It's not anywhere as thunky as some of the other plastic keyboards, 88-note keyboards that are very weighted, and I feel like this just feels more like my piano in there. And so I can go into my piano, my Grand Kawaii piano in there, and I can like workshop on that, and then I can come in here and have a very similar feel on this SL88 Grand. Now, you might be saying, Eric, what is that on your keyboard? That looks weird. Well, I did a thing. I decided, you know what? If I can't have the Native Instruments S88 Mark III, I'm going to make my own dang Mark III, but with the SL88. So I call this the SL88 Grand Control Machine Setup. In other words, I decided to, when I sent back the S88 from Native Instruments, I decided to get a machine, Mark III, I think this is Mark III, or some people call it Machina. But I decided to get this little drum machine because it had a very similar kind of control to my Complete Control 61, which is what I wanted with the Native Instruments S88. And since I can't have that and have the touch I want, because even if the S88 Mark III had worked for me, I didn't care for the touch as much as I hoped I would. And so this is the touch I want, but I needed control from over here because my computer is over there. And so I need to be able to control that, and my other Complete Control keyboard, that's over here. And so I decided to see if I could put together some kind of system that would work. So I have a monitor over here that I'll show you in another picture. And that monitor it's like a second monitor. I have 2 monitors in here now. And that monitor is good for watching from this keyboard. So as I'm playing, I can watch. I don't have to do a lot of editing when I'm playing piano parts and things like that. So I don't have to really worry about that. But I can play the SL88 Grand, and I can watch what I'm playing here. By the way, right now, you're probably saying, what are you playing on the piano sound? It's not bad. Well, I have a whole nother video on this that I will put right up here that is on my my Hello Composers channel that I talk about composing on, where I talk about this new Studio Grand from Logic that came now is just the stock piano, one of the stock sounds on Logic, and a very nice, decent Studio Grand. Now, am I using it all the time? No. I'm really just showing it to you right now as I'm playing this piano because I just need to bring a piano sound up as I was kind of talking in this video. So, what have I done here with the SL88 Grand and with Native Instruments? So, if you look at what I've got here, I've got the machine, and it's a great drum machine. The pads are really nice, and I do need those pads sometimes because I am working on marching band stuff lately and some other kind of percussion stuff. So whenever I'm working on percussion, it really lets me just be very, get into it with these pads. I'm not a big pads guy. I'm not a big MPC guy necessarily, but it's very nice to have, and I've already made great use of having them for many percussive things so far. But the real secret to this is that this is pretty customizable inside of Logic, and I've been able to customize all these buttons to exactly what I do over on my complete control keyboard. So I've got play, I've got record, I've got stop, I've turned erase into undo. I can turn the loop on and off, and I can turn the metronome on and off. Those are the main things that I do on my complete control. So now, to some extent, also, and very important, I have been able to turn this knob into the same kind of functionality that the complete control has, where I can just move bar to bar with this. And I'll show you what I mean. So that's very nice. And to be able to go to a certain section, and from right here, I don't have to turn around, look at my monitor and everything, which is way back there. I can play it from right here, and I can just turn and move this back and forth, and it works great. And so, yeah, this is turned into a nice setup for me, where I can sit here and control with a K or a C, whichever way you want to say, control Logic while I am working on the SL88 Grand, which is essentially one of the main things I wanted from the S88 by Native Instruments. I don't know how much I would be sitting there fooling around looking for sounds on this piano, because I pretty much know which piano I want to be playing, and it's usually going to be Keyscape. I'm a Keyscape guy. I will tell you that after I got this, one of the first things I did was write a song on Noir, which is a Native Instruments piano that I've never really liked because it's so felt. It's a felt piano, and I'm not, but I ended up writing a great song on that. I've since replaced that piano, I believe, with an upright sound of some kind, but I was very inspired by the way this SL88 felt with Noir. Noir is hard to say. So I was really inspired, and I wrote a whole song about it. And if I finish it, I'll put that in the notes. But really what I want to do today was just show you how I have hooked up this this little thing here. The SL88 comes with this lovely little magnetic computer plate, and which happens to fit either the machine from Native Instruments, which I can just put the drum machine right on here and hook that in, and boom, I have a whole system here with the SL88 Grand. Looks beautiful. It's got the computer plate with the machine on there. And basically then it's just a matter of setting up the buttons the way I wanted them to work, just like my other controller. And guess what? I have an SL88 Grand control keyboard right here, ready to go, that does all I need it to do. So that's kind of the update. I've got actually several videos. I'll just put them down in the description below, where I do talk about the piano that's now on Logic. And then there's also a video where I did a comparison of a bunch of free pianos and with the SL88 Grand, so you can hear how they sound. I believe that the controller you're playing with makes a big difference in how you're able to emote with the particular sounds. And so I went through a bunch of free and or cheap. Well, I went through a bunch of different piano sounds, starting with free ones, and then I compared them to things like Noir and Grandeur and Keyscape, and was able to kind of give you a sense of how the SL88 Grand sounds with all those. So you'll find that down in the notes below. But that's how I kind of put together my own dang S88, SL88 control keyboard here with the grand feel. The reason I'm doing this video is because someone in the comments has said, if only you could take the SL88 grand keybed and put it in the S88 Mark III by Native Instruments. And I said, well, I've kind of done the next best thing by putting this kind of setup together. Well, that's all I want to show you. So thanks for watching. Very happy with the SL88 grand. And what's beautiful about the SL88 grand is it's very sensitive to MIDI, but it's not so sensitive that I'm getting red all the time when I play. And I'm a pounder. I don't know about you, but I play hard. And so even with that, I'm not getting just all red MIDI information, which means high velocities. I'm getting all velocities, and the velocities are very sensitive. So, and of course, you can set on Keyscape and other programs, you can set the velocity curve and all that kind of stuff. But I find right out of the box, this thing just works with a flat curve in Keyscape very well for me. So that's my update, where I am with the SL88 grand and my new setup here with the machine, and able to stop, start, work in Logic and kind of control Logic from here. I have another screen here. So it really works out very well. So that's my update. Thanks for watching. I will be updating my complete Kontrol S61 to the Mark III and giving Mark III another chance, because I really do want that better screen, and it's time to update my 61. So I'll be doing a little review on the complete S61 Mark II. So if you've never seen that, you can see how that works. I'm going to be using it today, and I'm using it in another video. I'll also put that below, where I'm going to be talking about BBC SO Discover on Hello Composers channel. So make sure you subscribe all the channels. Hello Composers, Make Music Income. If you're an artist of any kind, Creative Soul Records, we'd just love to have you on all the channels. So thanks so much for watching this, and we'll see you next time. So these sticks, as I was saying, these are very programmable. You can completely program these, as far as I know. But you can use this left and right, up and down. This one is a little bit more loose and goes left and right and kind of snaps back into place. So that might be better for pitch bend. This one does too, back and forth and up and down. It snaps. But this one up and down could be used more like a mod wheel. And then this one is totally programmable, XY type of thing. So personally, I don't have any use for these. I really don't have any use for these on a piano keyboard. I'm using this more as a controller, and it's more important that I have this wood and feel. And there's not much going on here either on the display. You basically can set up 4 zones, and that's really about all this does, or all that I've gotten into it. I just am not interested in getting into programming this keyboard to do really much more than just be a player. My main goal was to get this thing rolling, and then, like I said, I have the monitor also here and my other control keyboard over here. So